All right. 3, 2, 1, action. Greetings, everyone. Numbers Live, the podcast, Numbers Live Sports Network is back at you in full effect. You're welcome. It's been a while since we've been with you. What's going on in the basketball world, man? It's a lot. I feel like it's a lot been going on, a lot that hasn't been reported on, but fear not. Your Numbers Live crew has you here. We got you. We're going to cover everything we can. So obviously the NBA season is about to turn a calendar year from 22 to 23. So we got some players that has came off of injured reserve. Some teams are catching their strides, things of that nature. So let's kick it off with the MVP race, man, because we got a pretty serious MVP race, pretty close MVP race, if I do say so myself. You got Tatum, you got Embiid, you got Joker, Luka, Steph. Who else? I don't know.
I'll take Steph out and put KD in.
Oh yeah, KD.
And then the rest of them cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just retweeted something. Let me find that. It was a listing all of the MVPs. Who's y'all? Oh, Giannis. I forgot about whole ass Giannis.
Yeah, I take KD out.
To put Giannis.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
I'll still go with Tatum as number one. Simply got the best record, and so far he's proven that he's gotten better since that NBA Finals debacle. So he's been nothing short of sensational. If we got to rank them, I would have KD and Joker, neck and neck, and then Giannis and Embiid trailing. So it's all about the growth and Tatum balling. Salute that man.
Okay. Somebody posted their stats. Was that in the group? Or did I see that on Twitter? I think that was on Twitter. So basically it was their stats are so close. I think it's KD, Giannis, Tatum, and Luka. Like those.
No, I think you were looking at the East All-Star post. One of them gonna have to come off the bench.
Nah, that was
what you was talking about?
I believe so. That was in the chat, right?
Yeah, it was Embiid, KD, Tatum, and Giannis. And all their numbers was very similar.
Crazy. Okay, yeah. So yeah, one of them won't be.
Somebody's feelings gonna get hurt for a little bit.
Yeah. But no, for my MVP, I mean, at first I had Luka, but watching Joker these past 2 weeks, he's just been dominant. Like, I just feel like he's the most dominant player in the league. He can hurt you in every facet of the game. There's nothing in his skill set that he can't do as a point center.
Nothing.
I
said nothing. You're right. Nothing.
Yeah, like he does everything. And I feel like he does this every single year. He takes a couple months to ramp up and then he just takes off. And every year we like, look at this man's numbers. So, I mean, at the end of the day, you can't even really be mad if you go Jason Tatum. Boy, I feel Joker, but I feel like other people are going to have other things to say. So, I mean, hey.
Yeah, I definitely got Joker as number 2 behind Tatum. And simply Tatum's number 1 simply because he got a better record.
And here's my thing. The only reason why I have a slight edge for Joker is because Joker is just a little bit more consistent than Tatum. Tatum still has a game or two where he just doesn't show up, where I feel like Joker always shows up. Even on a bad night, he shows up.
That's true. Joker is very consistent. He's great. He's a very, very good player, high IQ. What? Y'all make me laugh. Just an amazing offensive center, man. Like, what can I say? But yeah, I'm gonna go with Tatum. I mean, the man is dropping his numbers. He's dropping ridiculous numbers on people, and his team has the best record in the league. So
who would you go number 2? If it was number 2 for you?
Luka.
Luka? Okay.
Because like his numbers are ridiculous. Like he's averaging like 34, 35 in 2022. Like 35. Time out. I just saw this post of him and Jordan in year 5, both of their year 5s, and like Luka had him by like an assist and a rebound per game. It was kind of crazy. So yeah, my number 2 is Luka. I'm sorry. I mean, that's yeah. And then after that, I'm gonna go Giannis after that, and then Joker. Because Giannis does it on the defensive end as well. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my top 4, and then KD. Because I don't know, it's tough. Because again, like look at the All-Star team. Like somebody got to go, but it's like KD's having a phenomenal year too. So it's like I don't know.
He is.
Yep. KD's having a phenomenal year, and since the hire of Jacques Vaughn, their whole team, their whole chemistry, their whole attitude, including winning ball games, has switched up. They have the best record in the NBA since his hire, which is why initially, when we spoke about a week ago, I actually had KD at 2. Currently, I'm going to stick with what I said as far as 1 about a week ago when tweeting. I talked about this, but I'm going to stay with Tatum at 1 because he is the best player currently the best team in the NBA, and his numbers support that. I am going to switch up 2 though, from KD to Joker. I then have KD, and then I have Luka. Reason being, I need more of Luka's statistics to transfer into more wins for Dallas in the West. I know the West is tough, and it's not like they're a 7 or 8 seed, but they're just they're players that can be as dominant, whose teams are just better. And I want to say what that was for. So, and I hate to tweet, and I noticed you didn't do it either, but there's nowhere that I can put Embiid in that category right now. Those are the only players that I feel are worthy of the most valuable player in the NBA. Tatum, Joker, KD, and I'm sorry, the last one would be Giannis. Giannis is a tie with KD in my opinion.
Yeah, just a quick soundbite on Giannis. Like watching the Bulls game from last night, man, like this dude is just different. He moves different. His effort is different. Like he's one of them type of players, he appreciates playing basketball for a living. Like a lot of guys, we look at like, oh, okay, they just go through. This dude appreciates his profession, and he goes out there like he's a rookie every single game, bro.
Yeah.
And big and strong.
Yeah, man. I mean, I watch Rise on Disney Plus, man, and when his brother was playing for that team, and literally only one could play at a time because they had to share shoes, bro.
Yep, I remember watching that. I was like, dang.
His motivation.
Only one on the court at a time because they had to share shoes.
Yeah, I still gotta watch that movie, but it's like it shows, like
it was actually pretty good. It was actually like Disney did their thing with that. Like that was pretty dope.
I can't think of any player that has a higher motor for every single possession. Maybe Westbrook, but I've never seen somebody that motor is that high every single possession. Like most players, a lot of players take a possession off, jog or don't get back, but he does not take a play off. And it's just astounding at that size, and stature to do that. That alone is talent within itself. Crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. Whenever I watch him, I get a different appreciation for him because what he's done in the last few years. I mean, All NBA, MVPs, Defensive Player of the Year, and MVP in the same year. Like again, so shout out to Giannis. He's one of them players you can give MVP to every year and not really be mad about it. But again, this MVP race is tight this year. It's crazy because my boy Embiid is like 6'3", You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. But so yeah.
Also, they fifth in the East though. You know what I'm saying? If they were a little higher, he would be much higher in the rankings. So you got to take that in factor as well.
Indeed. So speaking of, I mean, you know, we're talking about this year. We almost in 2023. It'll be next year, next week. What are our surprises of the year? I mean, we haven't talked in a while. What has surprised us about this year so far, in y'all opinion?
One standout right now is the Utah Jazz still being, you know, in the mix of things. I for sure thought they were going to be a lottery team, and they possibly can. But shout out to Coach Will Hardy over there. Shout out to him. He should definitely get some votes, regardless, for Coach of the Year. They're balling out their mind, and I salute him. That's all I can say about that. But
yeah, he be real passionate on that sideline. Like every time I watch a Jazz game, he always very demonstrative. Seems like he cares a lot about his coaching. Yeah, Crusher, what's your surprise of the year so far?
So I'm not piggybacking off of Phil. My surprise would be the decent season that the Kings are having so far. Mike Brown stated that he didn't take that head coaching job to be a lottery team. He stated that he makes the playoffs, and that's his goal with that team. I watched their entire game last night with them coming from behind and winning that game, and it really looks like that. You know, he has them within the same mindset. I thought that, you know, things would get rough coming up with the injury of Sabonis, but he really only missed the game. I was kind of salty. I didn't even notice that, and kept, you know, a backup I had grabbed for him last night, which gave me pool numbers. But I really think that that team is going to make the playoffs for the first time since
does Chris Webber days?
2002, 2001, maybe?
Old and Polynesian days?
I think they're going to make the playoffs, though. That's my surprise of the season at the moment.
I think the last time they went to the playoffs was when Dreamcast was like the main game. Like, no bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
You talking about Gamecast?
Gamecast, cuz.
Oh, yeah, that Gamecast. Got that Gamecast.
Minnow, what's your surprise for the new season?
I don't want to necessarily say it's a surprise because I feel like everybody already knew they were going to be good, but I didn't think the Pelicans were going to be this good.
I
believe they are the number one seed in the West. If they're not number one, they should be tied with the Phoenix Suns. And yeah, they're just overall dominant. Zion is healthy. He's looking like a baby Giannis, but I don't know how that's even possible. But yeah, I mean, they just look legit. They look like they have everything that a team needs to compete this year. What stood out to me most was when Zion did that windmill on the Suns, and he was he was like in the post game, he was like, you know, I had to sit on the bench and watch them send us home. You know what I'm saying? So was I thinking about that during the time? Yeah, I was, but you know, I mean, that's what it is. So hearing that from Zion, it kind of made me feel like, all right, he's more competitive than I thought he would. Than I thought he would.
To see that series though, because that's the same. That's the same game that CP3 chin check Alvarado, I believe.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
And so I welcome the windmill personally. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, you know, my coach always told me to, you know, play to every second of the clock. You know what I'm saying? It's not my fault that you gave up on defense. So, you know, stop me next time. Stop me next time.
Hey, not to mention, even though, you know, the game was technically over via the score, the Suns had just tried to score the previous possession and missed the layup. So how you gonna get mad that the Pelicans take a shot as well?
I didn't even know that.
With the Pelicans, though, one thing about the Pelicans, they've had a few injuries. McCollum has missed some games. Zion has missed some games. Brandon Ingram is actually still out at the moment. Man, their quote-unquote next men up have been really, really good. Trey Murphy III,
Najee Marshall,
the Walkers, and Marshall. I'm sorry, Walker's on Utah now. Marshall, Herb Jones, every Jose Alvarado, everybody that is needed to come in and play meaningful minutes has really come in and done a good job.
Man, David Griffin definitely needs to get his flowers right now because a lot of people thought like, man, you giving up AD for that? Really? And like, look at how the flowers are blooming over there. So
I forget that Brandon Ingram has been out. He's been out for like over a month now. It feels like. So
best players. And then that was my surprise as well. So if you took mine, but like just to piggyback off of that, it's not even really a surprise because we all knew Zion was going to come and be inspired and play inspired and have a great season. And, a lot of us had him as most improved. But for me, it's watching the games, watching the highlights and watching Zion. He has a different look on his face. Like this year, I don't know if everybody can see, but like watching him play and like as he scores, he has a scowl. He has almost like a Mamba mentality type scowl on his face. Like, nah, this is serious. Like, it's almost like he's playing like, no, I heard what y'all was saying on Twitter, calling me fat and stuff like that and all that. Yeah, I heard y'all bet it up. All right, say less. Watch this. Like, it's almost like he has a huge chip on his shoulder and he's playing.
What I do also appreciate with Zion's the little things. Like, at first, at the beginning of the season, people like, make him go left. Make him go left. Man, when he dunked on Goldberg, where was he going?
Right.
He was going right the whole time. And Yam did on his offhand. And I'm like, you here. If you can go,
we should have knew the league was in trouble when we saw how he came into the league came into this season all jacked up. Like he was all shredded and shit. Like he's looking like a super soldier.
I appreciate the little new signs of this game and him improving. Like, that's good shit. Good shit.
Hey, for the first 2 weeks of the season, maybe it looked like Lauri Markkanen could win Most Improved. But now I'm feeling more comfortable with what I was saying about Zion Williamson, man. I don't even think it's close at the moment.
No, it's not. It's Zion. It's almost like
I thought. What about Shea?
Oh yeah. That's how crazy this year is. Like,
they're not winning enough. I think it's gonna come down
to last year too.
He's not gonna make the playoffs though.
That ain't got nothing to do with Most Improved.
I know, but like, I don't know. That's how tight this year is.
Yeah, I'm saying if it's a tiebreaker, then you're going like, all right, how are you affecting in wins? If there's because they're literally right here. I feel like neck to neck.
Shot doing his thing though. Shot doing his thing.
Yeah, he's in my list of favorite players now. Like, I even confessed it. Like, he's smooth. You can't speed him up, and he can get to a shot anytime. It's crazy.
Indeed. So yeah, that's the surprises of the year. There were other surprises as well. The Blazers are playing well. We all knew that Luka would have an MVP type season, but we didn't know he would drop 60. What did he drop? 60, 21,
60, 20, 60, 20, and 10.
60, 21, and 10.
Yeah.
First game like that in the history of the league. Not even Wilt did that.
Man, I saw Skip try to discredit that, man, saying that, you playing against a second team in the Knicks. I'm like, bro, they're still an NBA team. Like, that's still hard.
The Knicks just won like 4 or 5 games in a row.
Right. 8 games. Nick just won 8 games.
I don't know, man. He wild. And then on top of that, the efficiency for the game was really good too. He shot 21 to 31 from the field.
Yeah.
61%.
I can't even get mad at him.
A lot of times in today's NBA, if a player scores 60 points, they hoisted a ton of shots and made a ton of free throws. But he shot really efficient from the field in that game.
68% from the field, 60, 21, and 10.
And he needed all of those buckets too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because they went to overtime.
Man, that shot at the buzzer to force overtime was crazy. I was watching that.
The chances of that though, the chances of him getting that rebound after it, went down 3 defenders' hands and he catches it last minute and makes it. That's crazy. It's the classic.
And he is playing today. And he is playing today. Juwan said he wasn't gonna play today. He is playing today.
Yeah, at the crib. He want to see how that feeling go again.
Yep. So all right. So speaking of surprises, there were some good surprises and there have been some bad surprises lately. I don't want to
talk about the Lakers.
I didn't even want to mention no names.
Talk about the Lakers. Okay.
Yeah. The Lakers. One of them.
Okay. All right.
So outside of the Lakers, in addition to the Lakers, who else needs to make a trade? What other teams need to make a trade?
I got two teams. Two teams for you. Two teams. I think the Nets need to make a trade for a big. They need somebody to help skinny tall fella Nick Claxton because he's light in the ass. When you got to play Giannis and Brook Lopez and Bobby Portis when he want to wild out, like you need somebody to help him because that's cool that you have KD and Kyrie giving you 25 apiece. And that's another thing. Like you need another scorer too. But I think that they can need a big a big that can block shots and can possibly be slightly better than Nick Claxton at the line.
Miles Turner.
Hey, Robert Lopez, where you at, man? Come defend your brother, man.
Robert Lopez. Yeah.
Somebody, man. Like they need a big. And also, I think that the Cavs need to make a trade for a 3-and-D wing. They need someone to take the place of Okoro, help out Karis LeVert. And I feel like if they could get a wing that shoot the 3-ball and could defend, they could be looking at the Eastern Conference Final, sneaking in. They could. So, those are my 2 picks.
All that. But Crowder, Jay Crowder would be perfect for the Cavs. So yeah, the Lakers. So are the Lakers going to make a trade or are they going to stick with this team as constructed, you think?
At this point, I don't know and I don't care. Yeah. At this point, it's the same thing as last year. And so this year, I'm just kind of numb to it. I kind of saw this coming into the year. So that's why I wasn't really high on my Lakers. I was under the impression that at this point in the year that we would have made a trade. Each game that we lose, I feel like it's going to be harder for us to make a trade. So, yeah. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know what we're gonna do.
Hey, what's LeBron's contract? He got 1 more year, or he opted in to a couple of more years?
He opted in to I think 2 more years.
I'm gonna say, like, listen, if y'all not gonna give up those picks to get some players in, I could see him taking his talent elsewhere. He got like 2-3 more years in this, like playing like this. You gotta make worth of that. He wasting that man time right now with that team.
So here's the.
I personally think the Lakers make a trade. I just don't think it's going to be for. I don't think it's going to be for the person or the caliber of talent that we feel they actually need. It may sound crazy and it may sound a bit immature, but I think they're going to make a trade to say that they made a trade and tried at least. In all honesty.
Yeah. I think that too. But it's not going to be the trade that I want. So
let me read this quote from your boy Bron. I want to win and give myself a chance to still compete for championships. Playing basketball at this level, just to be playing basketball, is not in my DNA. It's not in my DNA anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he got to say that. And I appreciate him saying that because number one, it throws out the notion that he's playing to get the scoring title, the scoring record. It throws that out the window. And then number two, it puts pressure on the franchise to say, yo, what the fuck are y'all doing? Like, we need to, you know what I'm saying, do something with them draft picks because I'm here and I'm LeBron and I'm arguably the best player in the league. Like, my thing is, if Kobe was in this situation, I feel like they would have been made them trades. You know what I'm saying? And so I think
Kobe would
there's
have had a
something.
fit. Kobe would have had a fit up in there, dog.
Dog,
Kobe, that bitch up.
If Kobe was there, they would have been made them trades. And so that's why I feel like at this point there's something going on within the organization. I don't know, maybe LeBron has used up all his power plays. I don't know, but at this point, it's alarming to me that they just letting this season just go down the drain and just wasting another year of LeBron like this.
Like, what's the deadline? Is it February something? Like, you can't wait to the deadline to make a trade. You're getting in a deeper hole this year. And
I don't understand it. I don't understand.
You're not, or you will?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much everybody's available now since the 15th is passed.
Right.
Since the 15th of December is passed. Pretty much everybody's available. I just feel that they know or are more concerned about the future, and that's why they don't want to make a trade involving those 2 first-round picks that they do have.
But like, whose philosophy is that though? Like, as long as I've been a Laker fan, we've never cared about draft picks. We've never cared about draft picks. As a Laker fan, I've been a Laker fan it's been about 20 years now. And I've never heard an argument or a conversation about us caring about the future in draft picks. It's always been about getting the best talent that's available via free agent or trade. So this new mentality about risking our future for a couple of draft picks, who is saying that? Like,
hey, and you always gonna have free agents wanting to come there. It's fucking LA, bro. Like, always. You got the pipeline on lock. It's just
I guarantee you once LeBron leaves, all types of players are gonna want to come and play with the Lakers.
And I totally agree with you, bro. So what y'all doing over there with those picks?
I have no idea.
Hey, Minnow, you mentioned that it's not going to be the trade you want. What's the trade you believe the Lakers?
Miles Turner and Buddy Hield.
Oh, you still believe that's the trade? Okay.
Miles Turner and Buddy Hield. That's all.
That makes the most sense, though.
For who?
If we had Miles Turner right now, Anthony Davis would be a second thought. He'd be an afterthought right now. Like, he could rest up as long as he need, and we not worry about sliding in the standings. Buddy Hield would make Austin Reeves understand that he's not the shooter that he think that he is. Like, that's a no-brainer trade for me. And I also like Bogdanovich from Pistons too. If we can get him as well, I would like that too. I've been hearing
why they didn't trade him early in this? I mean, at the beginning of the season, I could have sworn I saw a report that the Lakers was trying to get him and something dissolved, and that's how he went over to the Pistons.
Like, I don't know. I know his player prop has been 19.5 for like the past month. And
they need all those
buckets. That boy. So
they need all those buckets.
I don't understand why he's still over there playing with that team. He's not supposed to be over there at this point in his career. And he need to come on over here to Laker town and let LeBron get him paid again.
This is beneath me.
Or he could be that wing that the Cavs would need.
But low key, the Warriors need a trade though.
Yeah, speaking of the Warriors, yeah. So the Warriors have an abysmal, as you say, Menifee, role. Why is that abysmal?
I think it's has to do with partially them winning a championship. But I think it's also the fact that their young talent isn't developing the way that they need to. And I'm not even sure if it's the fact that their talent isn't developing. I just don't think that they are playing the way that they need to within Kerr's system.
What and how is that? Oh, they just can't. They
to be honest, I feel like maybe they haven't gotten it yet. Because I honestly believe if Wiseman gets traded, he will flourish. If Moody gets traded, he will flourish. Kuminga, if he gets traded, he will flourish. But for some reason, them trying to play with the veterans right now is just not mixing the way that they would have hoped.
You think Draymond might be the issue?
Yes.
Oof.
Yes. I do believe Draymond is the issue. I think all of his hoorah is falling deaf on the young people's ears now. And the old veterans, they not playing defense the way that they need to. Clay, he still's trying to get back into form. I saw an article where he hates sitting back to backs. He feels like he can't get a consistent rhythm. So yeah, I feel like they need a trade. They need some more firepower. They need something other than Poole, who will allow them to rest the players that they need to in order to make it through the season. I honestly think they need a player like Miles Turner.
Bingo!
Everybody knows
Bingo!
Miles Turner.
I'm sitting in my head like, say it. I know you're gonna
Man,
say
if they can get Miles Turner,
I agree with you 100%.
Wiseman was supposed to be a Miles Turner-esque type of player, right?
Not ready.
Yeah. But I don't.
But you also got to realize Golden State is more of a win now program.
Yeah.
Like I feel like
if Wiseman was on the Pacers, he'd have more freedom to do what he does and get more consistency and allow his game to. Because I saw one game, he had like 30.
And you scooped him.
I sure did. Because I thought something was going to happen. It was going to matriculate after that. But
I knew that was a flash in the pan, man. And they sent him back to the G League after that. I think it was before that or after that or something. I don't know. But
no, it was before that. But I mean, that's just to show like he ain't no bum. I just feel like his time, he's just not in the right system for whatever reason. It could be Steve Kerr's coaching. Yeah, I don't know. They just don't have it. They just don't have it.
So, but like if they are a veteran ran team, don't veteran run teams usually do well on the road? Why are their road records?
Well, I mean, let's be fair though. The veteran's been out, Steph is out. Klay Thompson's been in and out the lineup, and when he's
no, we can't even use them excuses though, because But even when Steph was healthy, they were still terrible. They were still terrible on the road. Them not having Steph now just makes it worse.
Well, they got Poole, they got Steph light.
They got to step up though. He's too inconsistent for me.
You think the Draymond punch is still permeating through the locker room a little bit?
No, I just think that I think that they're the champs. And when you see the champs come to town, you get up and play the champs. And the Warriors just ain't ready for that. Like I feel like they came into the season thinking that they just gonna, run around screens and get threes. Everybody get, what I'm saying? After a while, you get used to the same thing. You game plan better. Everybody knows Steph and Klay coming off them screens being set by Draymond. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it becomes easy to game plan. And ultimately, you find yourself on the road. I mean, and then statistics show you shoot worse on the road. So I feel like they just need another veteran presence, I'm gonna say like a Bradley Beal, Miles Turner, you know what I'm saying? Something along those lines to allow Steph and Klay to rest the way that they need to, and let Beal do his thing or whatever. And call the Pacers. See if Miles Turner available. That's what they need.
Miles Turner.
They already called. I'm sure they did. Bob Myers' ass. Yeah.
I need Miles Turner to go to Brooklyn, man. That'd be perfect. Brooklyn.
And Draymond, he's not as effective. Draymond is not as effective as he used to be defensively. He's slower. He doesn't rebound as good as he used to, and his assist numbers aren't as gaudy as they used to be in the past. And I think that's because if you watch the Warriors play, Draymond, the shooter never shoots after he gets the ball from Draymond anymore. It's like the defenders know to close out once Draymond passes off the ball, and it's always that second person who gets the assist.
Hockey assist. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like Draymond gets the hockey assist now because teams are closing out on that initial 3 ball.
Well, yeah, I actually do believe they're going to pull it together because they're the Warriors. Steph is going to get healthy. They're going to put it together and they're going to make the playoffs. They're going to, they're going to make a run. I don't think they're going to win anybody's championship this year, though. But
hey, I appreciate
the Pelicans. The Pelicans scare me. The Pelicans scare me against playing against the Warriors. Nobody will be able to stop Zion.
Minnow, I appreciate what you just said regarding Draymond, because a week and a half ago in the chat, I tried to say it and I got ridiculed. So it's cool when you do it. It's a problem when I do it.
Oh,
fuck
damn.
you know what I'm saying? I appreciate you, sir.
Hey,
my apologies.
Draymond deserves his respect as well, though. Future Hall of Famer. You know what I mean? Full-time champ. Let's not lose sight of that. Okay. But Warriors gonna
talking about current.
Warriors gonna put it together. Another veteran team, a more so veteran team that's kind of been struggling, injury riddled, is our very own Chicago Bulls. Lonzo is out for I don't know how long. Can't even walk. Still hurts. His knee still hurts. Caruso has been out in and out of the lineup. They've definitely been missing him. He's just one of those winning type of players. And they have been they won 4 or 5 recently, but they've just been kind of rocky. What's going on with the Bulls? What do they need to do? What kind of trades or moves do they need to make?
We also know that there's inter-team turmoil with our second best player. There are a few people that have a slight issue with Zach LaVine, some of the decisions he makes during games, shot selection, and things like that. I don't know who for, but I am willing to say the Bulls do make a trade before the end of the trade deadline. I personally feel that they trade Vucevic before the trade deadline is up. That's just my opinion. Even if it isn't Vucevic, they do make a trade prior to the deadline. I think
they need to trade. If I'm the Bulls, I'm honestly calling the Lakers. And I'm trying to see what Westbrook costs. Simply because it's an expiring contract. Westbrook wants to start. The Bulls' starting point guard is Ayo Dosunmu.
Ayo Dosunmu, come on, man, get the boy some respect. Chicago kid.
My fault. My apologies. Ayo what? Ayo Dosunmu?
Ayo Dosunmu.
Huh?
Yeah.
Ayo Dosunmu.
The hometown kid is his second year. Come on, cut him some slack.
My fault. My apologies.
But I do agree that would be a good trade, though.
But yeah, I think he'd slide right in. I think he'd arguably be just what they need as far as a player who isn't about scoring. He'd get the ball in the what's his name? DeRozan in Levine's hands, and he plays 100%. Like I think he fit right in, and that's what I feel like the Bulls are missing. They missing that defensive type, distributing facilitator type point guard who defends on one end and then can come down and get the ball in the hands of the players that they need to.
I like that trade.
They need a. I honestly think they need a point guard before they need a. I would definitely look at trying to get another point guard because Lonzo's knees. I don't know if we can count on Lonzo's knees moving forward. My man has had 2 surgeries.
He's done for the year, bro.
I'm not even talking about this year. I'm talking about in the future, long term.
Yeah.
Like, are we really gonna be putting our eggs in this basket now, given the fact that he's been injured the entire year and a half now? Like, I would be looking more so of trying to, shore up the point guard position and then see what we could possibly do because Miles Turner looked good in a Bulls uniform too. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody.
But hey, I don't know, man. I don't know. I know nothing.
Who would the Bulls give up for Westbrook though?
We'll give up for us.
See, the Lakers would want some shooters.
Yep.
And Zach ain't gonna go unless it's like he requests for a trade or some shit like that. So I don't see that And the only other shooter I feel the Bulls have on their roster is Kobe White. So
nobody wants Kobe.
And nobody wants Kobe White. So it'd have to be like a 3-team trade or something. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like Bogdan come from Detroit and then we send Ayo and Kobe over there to Detroit or some shit like that. I don't know.
And Kobe White, and then you send Dragic and a pick or something. I don't know.
What Dragic?
I mean, yeah, teams do be like, those expiring contracts though. So I mean, anything to get Bogdan out of Bojan, whichever one it is, Bojan out of Detroit.
Bojan.
He deserves better.
Yeah. So yeah, that's they're pulling it together. We'll see how they do tomorrow when they play. Again, they're 4-5. They beat Milwaukee last night. I know Milwaukee doesn't have Middleton, but they still came back. And that was a very exciting win last night for the Bulls.
Drew out too.
Who's that?
Drew.
Oh yeah, Drew is out as well for them too. So they're a little banged up, but it's the Bulls' time. Now is the time for the Bulls to get that momentum, and we'll see if they can do it. So who else is in the East? I mean, I don't know. Last night I just realized how much I love the Eastern Conference. I don't know. Is the East better than the West this year? Can we?
I don't know. I think it's quite equal because one fact is that you got 5 20-win teams in both conferences.
Nah, man, the West is still deeper. The West is still deeper.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna agree.
Like the East, low key really trails off after like the top 4 teams. Like it's a like huge decline after the after the Bucks.
Let me read them off.
Celtics,
Bucks, Nets, Bucks, Cavs, Sixers, Heat.
Cavs. Okay, I forgot about the Cavs.
Right.
The Heat. No. Take the Heat out. Take the Heat out. I don't count
the Heat out. Yo, Heat.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, Toy. This is what I want you to do. Read the top 5 teams in the Eastern Conference real quick.
Celtics.
You can even do 6. Do 6.
Celtics, Nets, Bucks, Cavs, Sixers, Heat.
Out of those 6, how many do you feel legitimately can be a championship contender? 3, right?
3.
Or maybe even 2.
Well,
2 or 3.
Legit, I think 4.
I'm gonna say 2.
Come on.
I agree. I'm with you on that, though. I agree with 4. And also keep in mind, fellas, the trade deadline hasn't passed.
The Cavs are not a championship contender.
I'm not talking about the Cavs. I'm talking about the Sixers. Sixers, Bucks, Nets, Celtics are legit.
Damn, when is the last? And I have to tell this to somebody else earlier today. When's the last time the Sixers have made it out the second round of the playoffs? Joel Embiid has never seen the Eastern Conference Finals.
It's the
Come on, man.
It's the Bucks and the Celtics.
Man, let's be realistic.
The Bucks and the Celtics are the most complete teams, and they are the only 2 contenders coming out of the East.
Man, let's be realistic.
The Nets need a big, and the Sixers have Doc Rivers as their coach. So
here they go.
Come on.
Here they go.
Now, read the top 6 teams out of the West.
Ouch.
All right. Pelicans, Nuggets, Grizzlies, Suns, Kings.
He ate that shit.
Say it again.
New Orleans Pelicans, Nuggets, Grizzlies, Clippers, Phoenix Suns, Sacramento Kings.
I still agree, man. I feel like there's the same amount of teams that got the chance to win the finals in the West as it is in the East.
4 of those 6 teams you named have made it to the Western Conference Finals within the last 3 to 4 seasons. It's a big difference. There's a big difference.
1, 2.
The West is just deeper as far as teams.
Bro, the Lakers like the 12th seed, bro.
Like,
and 11 can't even make the playoffs.
The Lakers 11th seed.
They're the 13th. They're the 13, actually. That's so
damn.
OKC has a better record than the Lakers. That's so wild.
Pelicans about to get Wembanyama with our pick.
That's wild.
That's the will be stupid.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of Wembanyama,
with the first pick in the 2023 draft, the LA Lakers trade over their rights.
Ouch.
You're right.
to the New Orleans Pelicans for Wembanyama.
Exactly. The throwing his TV.
The Pelicans about to trade the number 1 pick and Valanciunas so they can get for AD, and that team gonna be nuts.
Yep. All right. So the Pelicans, we rocking with the Pelicans for sure. So let's shift gears to the Timberwolves, man. So I think I saw a stat where it said, without Gobert, the Timberwolves are 7-0. With him, like in the past few games, they're like 0-5.
That stat tells it all. It tells you how overrated he is. And I stand on this 10 toes that he's the most overrated player in the NBA. By far. That contract.
We've been saying this for the longest.
Yeah.
Tweet just like the fact that he can average 2.5 blocks in the season. Like,
oh my God.
So the fuck what?
10, and 2, goddamn, that's pretty solid.
So the fuck what?
Crazy. To get 100 mil? 100 plus?
Yeah, that was a lopsided trade. That was kind of wild trade though.
Man, let me get hey, look. I mean, girl, how tall are you? 5'10"?
The thing with Minnesota recently is without Gobert, seeing that Cat primarily played, well, I don't want to say primarily, but Cat played both in and out. They've been able to play positionless basketball. And I think they're going to be able to play that same way when Cat returns. But when you have a player like Gobert who can only play in one area of the court, it limits you what and where your other players can go on the court with their offense as well.
And it makes it that much easier for you to game plan on defensively against those players.
It just drives me crazy, bro.
As a result, allows them to score less points. I believe they score like 6 points less when they have Gobert on the court, as opposed to him not being on the court.
Bro, you 7'6", bro. How do you not have one post move? You 7'6". You could damn near touch the rim without jumping.
7'6", dog.
Boy, you just almost made me think about that turnaround he shot in the summer.
Ew. Bro,
oh my God.
Like, what are you doing in the off season is my question. What are you doing in those workouts? You know, like, we understand you can block shots. We understand
enjoying that contract he got. That's what he's doing. He's enjoying that contract.
Oh my goodness, man.
But
at the end of the day, y'all gotta go home to y'all regular job.
Right. I'm swimming.
I'm gonna still do the same thing I'm doing.
And believe me, I ain't hating on the man though, but as a fan, that's tragic.
Yeah, they bring in Naz Reid and they look great with Naz Reid and
Naz Reid, great.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it's tough.
Because Naz Reid is a big that can also step out and shoot the ball.
You can. Unless she's finest.
So we're gonna get into Rookie of the Year. Well, let's talk about Rookie of the Year, and then after that, we'll talk about one thing that everyone wants to make everybody think of that we're not thinking of right now. But let's get in the Rookie of the Year race. Who I think it's pretty obvious that Paolo is number one right now.
Absolutely. Okay. I seen his stat. His stat line looked better than LeBron's stat line when he was a rookie. You know, as far as points, rebounds, and assists. He's a man child. He's just playing with a developing team, and he's going to take his bumps and bruises throughout the league, and he's currently doing that right now. But yeah, you got to give it to him.
Hey, side note. I know this is a little. I know this is a little off track, a little off rails. But Wembanyama just came out and said he finds it weird that teams tank. What if Wembanyama comes out and say, I don't want to play for a team that I feel is tanking to receive my services?
What? First of all, he's not that cold enough to do that. And two of all,
yes, he is.
To tell a team that you want to play for him coming in out the draft?
Yeah.
Hell no. This what? I wish he would. No.
That's like some
other players have done that in the past.
No. Why would he? This, first of all, you ain't stepped a foot in the NBA. You have.
I mean, think about it though. Think about it for Wembanyama. think about it from Wembanyama's point of view, though. Why would I sign up for a team that's okay with losing?
But you also got to take in mind, that his contract ain't like a NFL slave contract. He got a 3-year window span, rookie option, right? 3 years. If he don't like that 3 years, he could bounce and get paid X amount of dollars.
But why wait 3 years? Why wait 3 years when you can choose?
That power? Does power?
All the greats had to wait their turn to get to their money, bro. Like it's a step, it's a process, bro. It's a process. He ain't gonna beat up. First of all, you come to the league and saying that having these demands, you're gonna have fans not rooting for you. Like, nah, hell no. Hell no. I don't believe I can't see that as a possibility.
Well, I can see him definitely getting a little cocky as time goes on. But we'll see what comes out of his mouth. So
yeah. I hope he flourished though, man.
But I never heard a number one pick come out and talk about teams. I just kind of read the article a little bit, and he kind of roasting teams that's tanking.
Hey, I mean,
and then he got to get drafted by the same
it's a
team.
Process. It's the process. Every great player has to go through that process. You know. You think Paulo wants to play with the Magics?
Why? Why does every great player have to sign up of 3 years of dog shit? Like, why is that the standard? Like, why is that the process?
That's a CBA question, bro. You got to talk to Chris Paul, your president, about that, and the player association, bro. That's what they agreed on, bro. Like, I get you. If it was free fall, we'd be a free agent every year. Fuck it. But that ain't how it is in the CBA.
That's something that may change in the future with the.
And it's not like they not getting paid at all, bro. Like, you're getting a couple of $1 million. Like, it's like, oh, I got a slave in Cleveland with this measly $15 million this year.
It's not even about the money though. It's not even about the money though. If I'm a young talent and I'm looking at all the greats, and I look at like, all right, the first 3-4 years of all of their years have been trash.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm arguably the greatest talent to come into this league since LeBron. Mm-hmm. I mean, why would I try to go down that same route? Like, and I'm not saying that like he's going to do this, but I can kind of see why he's coming out and saying this. Like, it's not cool to be tanking. Like, that's not competitive.
I feel him though.
You know what I'm saying?
It's just at the end of the day, it's a business, and those tanking teams want to put people in these seats.
All I'm saying is, if I'm that great and I have the power to control my legacy before I even get into the league, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do it.
My thing is, let's not act like we haven't seen it done.
That's what I'm saying.
In pro sport,
Kobe has done that.
It has been done. It has been done in the NFL.
They do that all the time in the NFL.
I can think at least twice. Phillip Rivers did it.
Dan Marino?
Damn near Eli Manning too.
Yeah.
Players having more power going forward, so it wouldn't be surprised. It's not like a far-fetched thing. But so let's switch gears. So
but I'm sorry to cut you off. But the only reason why I said that is because I feel like the point I was trying to get to is that I think that would change the league and it would change tanking if teams didn't get the benefit or the reward of having a talent of Wembanyama for 3 years because you were the best at losing.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I think that
changed the whole dynamic of tanking if players came out like, yo, I'm not playing for the team with the worst record in the league. Like, can you imagine when Wembanyama came out like, I'm not playing for the team with the worst record in the league? You think teams would still be sitting players for 2 and 3 weeks for injuries that was only for 3 and 4 days? No. That's all I'm saying.
So how would you select a player, the best player in the league, if you will have to change the draft status? I'm just trying to think of like, how would that work? If you're saying that you're not going to go to a team that's the bottom of the draft poll or bottom of the league, like how would you go about like how do you?
Well, that team that came in last place, they shouldn't have came in last. They should have been more competitive. Isn't it about winning games? You shouldn't get rewarded for being the worst team in the league. And I feel like this will be a good way of allowing games to be more competitive. It'll add more competitive throughout the season if you know that, like, damn, Wembanyama just told our ass that he don't want to play for us because we 6-47 right now. This whole season, we had this whole plan to lose to get Wembanyama, and he just came out and said, I don't want to play for the team with the worst record in the league because it shows me as an organization they don't care about winning.
Yeah.
So I think you would keep the same process. I think you would keep the same process as the worst team would get the pick. But I think if he would come out and say that, he would prevent blatant tanking. And that would help the league. That would help the league as a whole, preventing blatant tanking. So I agree with that. So but yeah, Paolo, probably rookie of the year. Shout out Mathurin, doing his thing. And the other rookies, Jaden Smith in Houston doing his thing. It's Paolo's award to lose, though. So let's go ahead and finish off with one thing you want more people to pay attention to this year in the league that you don't feel like people have been paying attention to. Shoot.
I would like to say the success of the Black coaches in the association. If you look at the Celtics, the Sacramento Kings, who else? The Portland Trailblazers.
A lot of
the Pelicans, the Suns.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Them all Black coaches, man. They out here doing their thing, man. I feel like they don't get enough credit on the media. They don't say nothing about the Black coaches. And and I feel like they have the shortest leash amongst all sports is Black coaches. And they don't get talked about. I don't hear no one when I watch, all I do is watch sports, and I don't hear no one talking about the success of the Black coaches in the NBA.
Big facts. Phil?
Yeah, that's a.
Crusher? Go ahead.
I have one.
Go ahead, Phil.
No, go ahead. I'm still thinking one.
So, one thing that I want people to pay more attention to in the NBA.
I got another one. I hate that whole dribbling, like not dribbling the ball, like rolling the ball up.
Marcus Smart's Boston Celtics thing?
Yeah, everybody is doing that now. I need that to get going about the league.
They're probably gonna change the rule like Juwan.
I need that to go. That's gotta go.
So exactly though. I understand the logic behind it most times, but
because my thing is it doesn't the clock doesn't the shot clock doesn't come down. You know what I'm saying? Like they can just ball up.
And the shot clock never starts.
Shot clock doesn't
the
run.
Regular shot. The regular shot clock.
Nor does the 8 second. Nor does the 8 second count begin as far as getting it past half court, right?
Yeah, right. They gotta change that next year. I like the take foul. The take foul is great. I love that they changed that. But yeah, what y'all got? Crush, you had something? Crush? No,
it's actually something that I had to give it much thought. So if you have something, go ahead.
Oh yeah. So mine was I got a lot of them actually, but people aren't paying enough attention to these Clippers, man. Like without Paul George and Kawhi Leonard off and on, they're still fourth in the West. Like, let me see. They are still fourth in the West right now, about to be third in the West after they beat my Celtics. But people don't want to talk about it.
I need Kawhi not to miss any more games.
Come on, man. Everybody miss games, man. Like, look at all these man. Kawhi been playing. Look,
I need him not to miss weeks on end, like he's been doing every single season for the past 4 years.
Injuries happen. What do you mean? So look, they are a championship contender. They still the most complete team in the league, and no one's talking about them. So that's my thing.
I got one in since you feel that way.
Yep.
For years, we talked about Stephen Clay, LeBron and AD, Durant and Kyrie, even though they still haven't played a full season together yet. Jimmy and Bam, Giannis and Middleton. I want people to pay attention to the best duo in the NBA, and that's Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
Yes.
Facts. That's big facts.
I want people to pay more attention to those two as a duo. Not the Celtics as a whole, but those two as a duo, what they do and what they mean to that team. They're the best duo in the NBA.
And it's not a question. People are like, I always see the question, who's the best duo? Stop being disrespectful. It's Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. And
I agree.
Tatum actually said something in the post-game interview last game. He was like, wow, I just think it's funny that last year y'all said that somebody should be traded from my team. And now y'all comparing us to Michael and Scottie. Somebody asked him a question about Michael and Scottie, and y'all.
Who's that? Kendrick Perkins that said something like that, right? Jaylen Brown should be traded.
It was, and you know what's funny? You know what's funny? They said that on NBA Today last week. They was like, yeah, last year somebody said, well, it was Perk. It was your own co-host. Kendrick Perkins said it. But yeah, so you got to give them their respect, man.
Perk be off of Perk sometimes.
30.
Phil, what's yours? You got one? One thing that people should pay more attention to.
One thing, I don't know, I just think as a fan of like LeBron, seeing his line, I mean, seeing his career wind down.
You're 20.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate the effort. He don't necessarily have to be playing, and I appreciate that he doesn't cheat the game. And, even if his team is shitty, he still goes out there. He still balls out for those kids. He still does what he do. And, it's not going to be here. Like Kobe, it's not going to be here for long. Like KD is not going to be here for long. So, I just want to tip my hat out to that man, how he balled out for 20 plus years. And to this day, still ball.
And LeBron said something too in the post-game interview. He said, when my mental isn't there, that's when I'll know it's time. But my physical will always be there if my mental is there. And I thought that was a pretty dope statement. Like, the people don't really realize life and sports is mostly mental. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people can have the physical, but if you don't have that mental, that's the biggest factor, I believe. And so it's
of course. Just us as, regular citizens. It's mental, getting up and having to go to work every day, and, doing other things that, benefit our lives in certain ways. It's all mental. We don't have to do anything.
Facts. But yeah, shout out Bronny, man. And hey, he might play till he's 45. You never know. We'll see. Big Bron play might win a championship with his son. You never know. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. Any other final thoughts before we turn to 2023 in this NBA season?
Man, there's more good basketball. More good basketball.
We've been getting it, man. Hey, and one more thing too. People always say, "Oh, I don't pay attention to the NBA until All-Star, till after football." we've been having some good NBA games, some close NBA games, some nail biters, some comebacks, some performances, some lifetime stat lines. It's been entertaining. God damn it. Just letting you know, just FYI. So
my guy.
So I'll leave y'all with that one. So yeah, keep enjoying this good basketball. You're welcome. But so yeah, Numbers Lie the podcast. We out. See you next time. We'll come back sooner next time for sure. Start doing some more. You're filling that void in the world. It's a void of
they need us.
But all right then. Peace out. See you next time.
All right, gang.